Hi everyone, welcome to IMH. My name is Pooh. Now you're watching episode 6 of Business English Sunday. Learn Business English with me. As usual, we'll be using British Council's Learn English website. And today we will be listening to a podcast. Our topic of the day is work burnout. Okay, work burnout. So burnout is something like exhaustion. You feel tired because of pressure and stress from your job. And in this podcast, we'll be listening to the difference between work-related stress and burnout. Okay? The guest will be talking about it on a radio show. First, we'll start with a preparation task. All right, let's check our vocabulary. First, a mood of sadness. That one, okay, the blues. An examination of a person over time. Okay, it could be a case study. Places people go for medical care. That would be a clinic. Series of visits with a psychologist. That one will be a course of therapy. Believing people always act only in their own interest. That would be cynical. A man. Okay, I feel like that might be a bloke. I have no idea what that is, but it seems possible. No worry, that would be happy-go-lucky. Thinking the situation cannot improve, that would be hopeless. I think I might get 8 out of 8. And I'm right, okay? So the new word here for me is a bloke. Is a man, okay. All right, now let's do the audio. We'll listen to the audio. It's a 4 minute and 30 seconds long. Okay, let's check the task. The first one is true or false. Another one is gap filling. Okay, with some preposition. All right. Okay. I will be doing the exercises as the audio was playing. I will not pause along the way. So you can also try thinking with me along the audio, okay? We'll do it together. Let's go.
Hello and welcome to this Learn English Professionals recording brought to you by the British Council. To find out more and to access language activities and audio scripts, visit our Learn English website at www.britishcouncil.org/learnenglish.
Work burnout.
I'd like to thank you both for coming along today. Pam, this is your new book, Taking the Blues Out of Work, How to Deal with Work-Related Health Problems.
Yes.
And Steve, you've just recovered from work burnout, one of the most serious and common work-related problems, yes?
Yes, that's right. I'm in the book. Pam used me as a case study.
Yes. Steve came along to my clinic for help. He had a serious case of burnout. He followed a course of therapy and,
And she helped me to get my health back again.
Well, that's great. It's good to hear there's a happy ending. Pam, could you tell us what work burnout actually is? Aren't we just talking about stress here? Is there a difference?
Yes, there is a difference. A very big difference. But that's a good question because most people make the mistake of thinking that burnout is just another word for stress. So I'll start with that. Everyone understands stress. We live in a world where stress is part of our everyday lives. Burnout can be the result of too much stress, but it isn't the same thing. I once heard somebody say that if stress is like drowning in an overload of work, burnout is more like being all dried up. With stress, we lose our energy. With burnout, we lose much more, our motivation, our hope. And one very important difference between stress and burnout is that we know when we're stressed, but we don't usually realise we are suffering from burnout.
Until it's too late.
Exactly.
Steve, how did you know that your problem was more serious than just being stressed?
Well, I didn't realise myself. Other people realised first. I changed my behaviour and started feeling really negative and cynical about everything. That wasn't me at all. I've always been a happy-go-lucky sort of bloke. It got to the point where I felt so hopeless and depressed that I couldn't even face getting up in the morning. My wife made me an appointment with the doctor. He was helpful and referred me to Pam.
Well, Steve was lucky to have the support of his family and friends. It's difficult to get better on your own. It's important to do normal things. Exercise, socialise, go for a walk, meet a friend for a coffee.
And did Steve need medication?
No.
We decided to try with everything else first. Medication can be effective. Antidepressants aren't the same these days as they used to be, but Steve got better without any. In fact, it was something he felt quite strongly about.
I don't even like taking an aspirin unless I really have to, so I think I made a real effort to listen to Pam and do the things she suggested. I even started meditating.
Meditating?
Yes, it can really help. It calms the mind and helps to shut out the world's distractions.
And how are you now, Steve?
I feel great. Better than I have for years.
Well, I'm glad to hear it. Now let's talk a bit about the more general picture.
This recording was brought to you by...
Okay, so far I have done task, 1. Okay, so the first one, yes, Pam, she has written a book. So there are 3 people. One is the radio host and 2 guests. Pam is someone who, she could be a psychologist or a therapist, and Steve is the one who is suffering from the burnout. Okay, so 1 and 2 are correct. 3 is not true. Pan wrote her book, but Steve was the one in the book. Our book is like a case study of Steve's problem, okay? And burnout and stress are not the same, okay? Even though it looks similar, okay? And one difference is people don't really know when they are burnout, okay, when they have burnout. But for stress, it's quite noticeable. Okay, we might lose our motivation, hope when we have burnout. That's what, okay, I heard. And for 6, I think his personality changed. Not when he was ill, but when he was really stressed, or when he had burnout, he didn't even want to wake up in the morning. So I didn't really hear whether he was ill or not. I just heard he was really having a hard time, losing motivation. 7 is not Steve who made an appointment. It's his wife. Okay, so I would choose false. And it's true that he improved his health without medication. He tried taking the medicine first, but he wasn't a fan of it, and yeah, it didn't also help much. Okay, so let's check it out. Wow. Okay, so I got 6 out of 8. It seems okay. This one is true. Is no. Okay, Steve is suffering from work burnout. What was he suffering from? Okay. Ah, I see why it is incorrect. It is true he had work burnout, but it's not what he is suffering now. He was suffering. Okay. For 6, I guess the condition that they mentioned means that he was ill. Okay. Because they were trying to make sure he is healthy again. Okay, right. Okay, then let's go to task 2. Stress is like drowning in an overload of work. I felt so hopeless and depressed. These days, antidepressant and the same as they used to be. It was something he felt quite strongly. About, okay, I don't even like taking unless I usually have, I really have 2. It calms the mind and helps to shut out. Okay, let's see. So this one is 8 out of 8. Okay, this is easier than the first one. All right. Okay, so today we learned something related with the difference between work burnout and stress. Okay, I hope you have an amazing week. Since you will be watching this on Sunday at night, you might have to go to your work or studies on Monday, and the whole week is gonna be tough. But I hope you are taking care of yourself well, and bye bye. Thank you for watching.